Hello everybody, back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about more maybe related to the same topics as of recent that I've been talking about. I wanted to talk about blaming men or women in society for problems, and basically where we currently stand is like you have a lot of people who either hate men or women because they do X thing, or this is like related to a lot of things. Like it's not just like related to like dating, which is a large part of the problem, but it's more also everything in society, like from like money, jobs, just about anything. And people like blame either gender for all these issues, and that's a lot of the common things that's going on. Obviously that varies also how much like complaints are going on, but like I would say it's a global phenomenon. Obviously some countries have it less, but at least in the Western world it's pretty much, in Europe, USA, whatever, like in the Western countries it's pretty much in every country you can see the effects of this, you could say, gender war, I guess, that's going on, where people blame men or women for problems. And basically that's where we kind of stand, is like everybody, it's very divided. I feel like men are not really men, women are not really women. Everybody's kind of acting out of whack, basically, and I feel like there's a lot of things there to fix. And the thing is, my point is, blaming men or women doesn't really make sense, because it's like both genders are basically the problem, and they're just making it worse by complaining at each other and saying that it's the other gender's problem, that they should be better. But the matter of the fact is, I think men and women both should be better right now. Like, there's a lot of men that are lazy, no ambition, no drive, they don't take care of themselves, they don't even try, to be honest. Like, that's why it's so easy to stand out, because it's like all the other men are lazy as fuck, man. Like, it's super easy to be a top tier guy, because it's like it's not like anybody else is trying, and even if they are trying, do they know what they're doing? Probably not. A lot of men, even if they do try, they don't actually get the proper knowledge. So it's just like, it's like if you don't know where to get the knowledge to further your efforts, it's like it's pointless. Like, it's kind of like working hard but not working smart. So it's just like you're not gonna make much progress if you're just working hard but you aren't doing it in a smart way, where you're actually, the hard effort you're putting in is paying off very well because you thought of a good plan. Like, again, that's why you need to be a scholar and a soldier. You can't just be a scholar or a soldier. If you're just a scholar, you won't be able to apply the knowledge in the field, and if you're a soldier purely, you don't have the knowledge to apply in the field, and you're just gonna die. So yeah, but that's kind of how it is for men. And for women, it's basically like, I feel like a lot of women don't self-develop because they don't have to, because they're just pretty and whatever. That's how a lot of women operate, and that's a lot of the issues. But even then, women have, even if they don't self-improve, I feel like women have a lot of qualities they've lost nowadays, like just being even a woman, like being feminine, being kind, whatever, everything that has to do with being a good woman. Like, women have lost that, and it's just about their looks. And so, like, look at me, I'm pretty, I can just exist. That's basically their mindset. And I feel like a lot of men perpetuate women being able to act this way because they don't put their foot down there. They let women control them, and that's some beta shit, I'm not gonna lie. I see a lot of those relationships where the woman controls the man, and a lot of women try to manipulate and control a lot of weak men. So that's the problem with women, is kind of they've lost their touch and they've kind of turned worse, and this is due to a lot of factors. But I would say even then, even if women are women, they could still self-improve on a lot of things like mentality and stuff. And I've talked about this in another video already. Like, they could improve their, just the way they make decisions, the way they handle emotional maturity, and a lot of these basic things that they would easily make them like a top 1% woman, like just doing these basic things, which is what most women can't do or they won't do because they don't want to take accountability for anything in their life. And you know, a fair bit of women do get away with it because they have it so easy. They don't have to actually put in effort. Some women do put in the effort for sure. I see some women that are on self-improvement and are really improving themselves like mentally and physically, but I also see a lot of women that are just like, you know, whatever. I would say most women are kind of whatever. Not many women actually try to improve themselves like in a large way. They just kind of exist. Though a lot of men do that as well. Most men aren't on self-improvement, but I would say more men are starting to be on self-improvement in some way, in some capacity, not in a large way where they're like improving everything or really taking it serious, but like it's starting to get a bit more mainstream, I think. But it's mostly about like still like looks, but that's what people are doing, just focusing on looks, which is like, yeah, it's part of it, but a large part is also your mental side, because that's like the most important, honestly. Like to have courage, confidence, drive, to think properly, to make proper decisions, to be able to lead. Like a lot of these things are just like purely mental. Like your looks doesn't develop the mental. So it's just like it helps with confidence maybe, but like that's it. So a lot of people just neglect the most important, which is why we have current society we have and the trends we have now. And this is why I think blaming men or women doesn't make sense for the problems. It's like there's problems on both sides and both sides need to work on themselves, but the problem is a lot of people aren't just willing to work on themselves, and a lot of people aren't willing to take accountability, and they just want to be lazy. And like, you know, some men obviously don't want to improve, some women don't want to improve, they just want to do whatever, and that's fine by me. I don't dictate other people's lives. People can do what they want. I don't force anybody to do anything. I just give out advice on life, that's about it, which is not perfect, but and it's not the way for everybody. And you know, there's always winners and losers in society, and there's always people that are on the lower spectrum and the higher spectrum. It's just that's how it is. There's a hierarchy in society, and always you can't have everybody be perfect or everybody be maybe on self-improvement. It's just not gonna happen, to be honest. And not everybody's interested in the same things, so I'm fine with that. But I think a large majority of people could still do even some small things to improve a lot of their aspects in life. Or in a society-wide scale, if teaching and everything was improved in schools and upbringing, and social media and everything was dealt with, and people were just growing up properly and without all the bullshit, you would have a lot of people that would be simply better if the mass education system was better and people were taught how to be good people better. To an extent, people are taught to be good people, but not well enough, and there's a lot of bad influences out there in the world. So that's pretty much how I would go about fixing this issue. So it's not really an individual. You can do some things in your individual life, but this is a large societal issue which needs to be fixed by mostly like reorganized education and everything. But that's like incredibly hard to do. And education has been pretty terrible for a long time in some sense, and the way people are brought up. And it's only getting worse with all these new things and technologies appearing, to be honest. So yeah, that's why I think blaming either gender doesn't make sense. I would just blame society, honestly. But this is a culmination of problems, and basically I just want to kind of bring this topic up because I think it's important, and I just want to give my own take on the whole blaming men or women thing, because I think a lot of people do that. But yeah, if there's a will, there's a way. Thank you for watching. I hope this serves you in some way.